Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and this is going to be a reading on healing yourself. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pendulum and I'm going to ask it to select a card from Healing Yourself Reading Cards by Ina Segal. Once I've done that, I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to do a tarot reading on it. And so we're going to look at 3 different areas. So let's start off with asking this pendulum to pick us a card. I want to select a card, and this pendulum's already been calibrated before we came on. So I'm going to ask it to select a card for the collective right now. And there's no date on this reading, so when you receive it, it's meant for you when you receive it. So what card are we going to be selecting today for the collective and how they can heal themselves? Getting it facing this one. All right, so we have, it's always a surprise. Ooh, nice card for everyone out there. Let's see what it means. Okay, you have number 28. Love. Let go of your limiting beliefs about love. Your heart desires more connections, love, and nourishment. You are at a point in your life where you need to learn how to truly give and receive love. Fully opening your heart will awaken your vulnerability, sensitivity, and fear. In particular, your fear of rejection and intimacy with another person. However, you will also unleash your passion, your inspiration, greatness, and an ability to care deeply. Start seeing how great love is and be willing to connect to others. If you have been holding on to past pain, then it is time to acknowledge, feel, and move forward. Give yourself permission to let people in. Ask for love with all your heart and soul, and it will come. Look for something beautiful in every person you encounter. Focus on feeling good whenever you see people loving each other and knowing this is coming to you in a form of love of a lifetime or an incredible friendship. Okay, so we're going to now do a reading on that. And so I'm going to start off with the Tarot Grand Luxe. I'm going to pick 3 cards from that, and then I'm going to clarify it with the Erenberg Tarot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by asking the tarot to give me one card that talks about the situation or the problem or the pattern that you're dealing with right now with respect to this card on love. So it sounds like there might be some maybe past pain that's coming up. Because if you're trying to get to a point where you want to move towards authentic relationships and more love coming into your life, not just more love, but authentic love, there's always some healing that needs to be done around that. So let's start off with what, like I said, what situation problem is coming up for you right now that is related to this love card, healing yourself. One card, please. There it is. It was right near the end. You have the Temperance card. Now we're going to look at, so this is your outer world. This is very much what you're aware of right here, the situation you're sitting in. In the next row, we're going to be looking at what's coming up from your shadow to heal. So I'm going to take a deep dive into shadow work here, and Your shadow are all those things that are buried in your unconscious that you've put away when you were younger, when you were a child. You know, people might have told things about you, said things to you about yourself that were hurtful, and you put those away. Our shadow also has our memories, our trauma, you know, some real painful incidents that happened to us when we were younger. And our shadow also has really beautiful gifts for us as well, as what people don't realize. So what's coming up for healing in relation to this? Oh, that one came right out. It was like, oh, you're coming up. Queen of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. And yeah, so this is the advice from the tarot right here. The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is the advice from the tarot. Now, and this is pre-shuffled before I came on. So I need some clarification for the Temperance card. A couple more cards, please, for Temperance. You have the Ace of Swords and the King of Cups. A couple more cards for the Queen of Cups. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Three Swords, couple more cards, one here and one more. I definitely wanted to come out. Six of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Cups in an upright position. Two sixes right beside each other. Okay, so what past pain needs to feel like? How do you let go of these limiting beliefs that you have about love? This whole reading's about, you know, dealing with love, and how are you being held back maybe? So like I said, we're going to start off with your outer world, what you're very much consciously aware of, and what your situation problem is. You start off with Temperance. And Temperance in my deck, it's number 14 in the Major Arcana. And it's like this universal force that comes in, and it's telling you that, you know, I think you're trying to find this middle ground here. And Temperance often talks about this whole healing journey as well as being a process. And especially when it comes to emotions, and we're talking about the big emotion of love here. And I think, you know, we all struggle with relationships all our life, and we're all looking for this magical cure that's going to happen just like this. But I myself have found out, and am finding out still, that, you know, on this journey to find authentic relationships in your life, whether it be an intimate partner, whether it be friendship with people, just, you know, having authentic relationships in our life, it's a process. And in order to understand it, because we can have, and it's interesting you have two sixes here, because it has this, there's so much of love as being this receiving and this giving duality, and that's going to be coming up. Because we don't know, we're trying to find, Temperance talks about a middle ground. We're trying to find this balance in our life as to, you know, do I give too much? Am I taking too much? Or I'm giving too much of myself maybe? And then how do I receive love? I don't know how to receive it either. So there's always this fine balance that we're you know, playing this teeter-totter game throughout our whole life with love and authentic relationships. But I'm seeing here that there's this new offer coming in for you, the Ace of Swords. It is a new offer. Aces are always an offer from the universe. They're a gift. And it says, are you willing to take it? Here it is. I'm going to offer you the sword, which is the sword of authenticity and who you really are. And I love that you're getting this offer of authenticity in your conscious world, that you're feeling it, that you're wanting to move towards more authentic relationships. But you have the King of Cups coming in right at the end here. And the King of Cups, the kings in my deck, first of all, are what I call my masculine side of us. And we all have a masculine side and we all have a feminine side. Has nothing to do with our gender, but the masculine side is our ego self. And it's the one that we really tend to, we think that that is what is, ruling our life or directing our life, or, we believe the ego self. And the ego self with this cup in its hand is talking about emotions. And oftentimes we will believe certain things about ourselves, maybe things that we were taught when we were younger. And that's what we believe about emotions, and in particular, love, because this is the cup of love and it's the highest vibration in the universe. And so it's like this ego self wants you to keep continuing believing that this is really your authentic self and what you know about love. But yet there's another offer on the table that says, there's something here for you that needs healing in relation to how you can get back to your authenticity, and how you can get back to, really letting go of your limits or your beliefs about love. And you hear so many people that say, I've been burned so many times and I'm not doing it anymore. I refuse to, get out there and feel that there's someone there for me. Or it could be on the other end of the spectrum where you keep inviting all these people in, these toxic people in your life, and you can't understand why. And so there's some real unbalance going on when it has to do with love. And this ego self would not want you to go to these emotions, and wants nothing to do with you going to figure out, what is it that you need to heal in regards to love. So this is your outer world right here. I think you're wanting to go towards this authenticity, but you're feeling a real block here that's not allowing you to go towards it, and that's your ego self. And so in the middle here is what I call your shadow. It's your inner world. And everything in the outer world right here is going to be a reflection of what's inside of you. And so let's see why. I'm going to say, without even looking at these three cards, I want to know why there's this block here. You have this part of you that's going, no, I'm not, almost like closing off, going towards your authentic self and authentic relationships in your life. Well, what's the first card that comes out that's buried in your shadow? Those are the things we repressed when we were younger, is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen in my deck is the feminine side of us. So you have the King, who's the masculine side. It's our ego self. And now we have the feminine side to us. We all have a feminine side. Doesn't matter what gender you are. It is the side that has been repressed in us for a long, long time. And the Queen of Cups talks about our emotions. And so, and the cup, you have buried, you have put away some really big emotions having to do with love in your shadow. And right behind it is this Wheel of Fortune here that comes out. It's in reverse. I'm going to say that there's something that happened to you when you were younger. The Wheel of Fortune talks about, it's the wheel of life. It's things happen in our life. Things always happen. All of us have trauma on a continuum. And so depending on what your reaction to your own trauma when you were younger will really tell us, how big of a trauma this was for you. Because when this incident happened to you when you were younger, or incidents happen to you when you're younger, oftentimes we're not supported and we're not validated in our family. And if we're not, we put that painful trauma, painful incident away. And we bury it. And that's where we have these emotions that are coming up that are related to this traumatic incident or incidents when you were younger that need to be healed around love. And the last card that comes out is the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight in my deck is what I call the freedom fighter. There's 4 of them. And they're the part of us. It's an adolescent part. Everybody has this part. It's the part that wants to be free. It's the part that wants to be free from pain, free from control. It wants to go towards their authenticity. And it's the Knight of Pentacles. And Pentacles has everything to do with our body and getting back into our body and grounding and having the ability to be able to ground into our body and feel. So there's this real freedom here that is pulling at you, that wants you to get back into your body and feel these emotions that are coming up. And so what is the advice from the tarot that to get at these big emotions that mean to get to your authenticity? And because you're very blocked right now with your ego self is not wanting you to go towards that. Well, it wants you to deal with this pain. Here's the 3 of Swords. And the Swords is our mental energy, our mental pain. You have a lot of mental pain. And oftentimes we will stay up in our head because we don't want to go into our body. We don't want to ground like this Knight wants us to, trying to pull us toward the grounding. We don't want to, because that's what is, that's going to get us back in our body, and then we're going to feel. And that's why you're being blocked by your ego self. It doesn't want you to feel these big emotions. But the universe is saying, you need to get at, what is this mental anguish? What is this pain around love? What is that? What is it that caused this when you were younger? Something, the Wheel of Fortune here, something happened when you were younger. You have 2 6s here. So this is advice from the universe again. So the 6 of Pentacles comes in reverse. And the 6 of Pentacles talks about, and both my 6s have, all my 6s in my deck, the 4 of them, 4 6s, they have a duality to them, which means there's kind of 2 sides here. And first of all, we'll talk about the Pentacles here. And it very much talks about this. If you look at it in an upright position, this is talking about someone receiving these pentacles and someone giving these pentacles, right? So this card has this duality of giving and receiving. And we're talking about love here. And so, and this is like almost like your self-worth and how much you're worth. That's what the Pentacles talks about, how much you're worth. And I think this is a card where you really have to look at, because it's in reverse here. And so it needs to be looked at. There's a real resistance here for you to look at this. When you are when we're talking about love, and there needs to be this balance between giving and receiving. And the universe wants you to look at this. Are you giving? What are you giving too much in your relationships? Are you able to receive in your relationships? We need to be able to, we can't have one without the other. And if we are giving, and we need to be able to know what it means to give. And we know that by allowing ourselves to receive. So if you are giving all the time, you give in your relationships, you really don't understand what it means to give, because you're not allowing yourself to receive. So in order to understand either of them, you need to be able to do both of them. And if you are taking too much in your relationships, you don't know what it means to take, because you don't know how to give. And so you need to be able to know both of those and come up with some sort of a balance. And the last card comes in is the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups represents our inner child. It's an inner child card. Normally in the Rider-Waite deck, it talks about the older child giving to a younger child. And so this is really a card of an inner child here is coming up for you to heal. And it's really asking you, what can you give to your inner child, because it needs to heal right now. And if we are not giving to our inner child, then we don't know what it means to give to a relationship. Our inner child needs to receive from us so that it can understand what it means to receive as well. And so when we heal this inner child of ours, when we start to understand what this inner child wants from us, that is when we can start to heal some of this pain, this childhood pain right here, because that is directly related to our limiting beliefs on love. And it has everything to do with how we received love when we were younger and how we were given love when we were younger. And that is going to be, kind of the answer, some clues to how we can start. Once you start healing your inner child, that is going to heal your other relationships, your outside relationships that are going on with you. And so what I'm going to do is, how I get in touch with my own inner children is I journal. And I'm going to leave you with a playlist on journaling, and it's going to help you talk and help you with your emotions around dealing with your inner child and what they're feeling right now. And so I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're dealing with right now. This healing journey is very difficult, but it's the most important one in our life. And take care, and I'll talk soon. Bye-bye.